Okay, hey guys. I just want to address the Kojiko situation. I am a mod, and as a moderator, I have to take everyone into account during a chat. We all do, all of us mods. Now, Kojiko has been told by me and others, distracting from chat, there's nothing wrong with that. You can distract. We all have fun. We all talk about other things, but we can't just super chat nonsense constantly. I mean, the support of Kojiko, that's that's amazing. But we're not for sale. You can't just keep super chatting, and Daze has to read it. Daze don't have a choice when it's a super chat. If he ignores it, he gets grief over it. If he reads it, he gets grief over it. I'm getting grief from people because they want to be more on subject. They want to talk about wrestling. They don't want to talk about, my stuff. I've cut way back on my idiocracy in chat, just being a moron. I try to stay on topic or make things relevant to what we're watching. I've had to do that personally because, it's what the community as a whole wants. They want to talk about wrestling. They want to talk about UFC. They want to talk about, making jokes towards that endeavor, towards what we're watching. It's fine. Talking about, I wonder what kind of shoes they wear, or, that's different. But now, Kojiko is welcome in this community. I personally had to ban him last night because he wouldn't quit. If I just time him out, he don't care. He doesn't stop. So I had to ban him for the rest of the chat because Daze was clearly getting, he did not want to read no more. Daze is trying to represent the show, which represents the fans, which is what we watch Daze for. We don't watch Daze to hear him read Kojiko comments. We don't watch Daze to have him read William Hensey comments or any, we want Daze is our guide. He is our voice in wrestling. We want to learn from Daze. We want to hear what Daze has to say as much as, he wants to hear what we have to say, and he can't be in chat. Well, when the message Daze is getting out is being corrupted and being, drowned out by, hey, Kojiko's funny. His messages are funny. I laugh. But it doesn't matter if you're being nice about it, if you're joking. It doesn't matter if you're being mean or you're just being an a-hole. It doesn't matter. You're taken away from the intellectual property of the show. You're taken away from what some people are there really, who like wrestling, and it's not, and people who love life, and, we all laugh and talk, but we try to keep it, our job, part of our job as moderators, is we have to keep it, focused on what we're watching, or we lose viewers. I mean, people unsub constantly, and, we try to keep it topic, like AEW, we try to keep it AEW conversation oriented. Now we don't ban comments about WWE or talking about some new soap that's coming out. We talk about everything, but we just try. But if it gets to be too much, if one single person gets to be too much involved, I had the self-awareness to back off and slow down and try to. I don't do it. I kind of read chat and read Daze and how Daze responds, and if Daze, but I don't super chat. Makes Daze feel obligated to read it when he don't feel like reading it, and we have to appreciate that. Daze wants to talk about Ronda Rousey's career, then he talks about Ronda Rousey's career. He don't want to be interrupted with, hey, Kojiko super chatted, hey, he super chatted, James super chatted. He wants to talk about what he's talking about. And James is so much content oriented. And everybody's like, well, why does Daze read James's? Because James talks about what Daze is talking about. Daze is trying to get, all of us to love wrestling like he does. He's not trying to, I don't even know how to explain it. It's a wrestling chat, so that's, you could still make jokes and still talk about, all kinds of politics, because everybody argues, and we can't have arguments in chat. Now, I am a moderator. I do my job, but part of my job is to, I get complaints from other chatters, and if it's only like a handful, we usually have the same handful that gripe about things, or there's too much this getting through, or we don't want to talk about this. That's not it. It's Daze. I mean, it's Daze's chat, and Daze tells us while he's talking. We can all tell. We've been with Daze for a while. We know when he's upset. We know when he don't want to talk about something. And we try to keep the negative comments directed at Daze away, because that angers Daze. And when Daze gets angry, he's going to talk about it. Like, if you call Daze out on something, he is gonna whoop you with it. I mean, it's his street, and if you don't, and he's not trying to. It's not like, well, Daze's way or the highway. As far as a direction or a thought. It's when you disrespect Daze and his opinion, he's going to disrespect you and your opinion. He's going to defend himself. He's going to defend himself just like all of us would, just like all of us do. And the thing with Kojiko, I'm friends with him on Twitter. He just won't stop with the, he can post all the nonsense comments he wants, as long as you don't super chat the nonsense. Throw in if you have a real, wrestling oriented thing, we want to try to keep the super chats. It's support, and it's understood. I've tried to reach out to Kojiko, tried to get him to just, don't, he can even super chat nonsense just once in a while. Don't do it continuously, and not be able to look at Daze and understand when he's trying to talk about things and try to get a point across, or something that he sees, or trying to focus on something, and then we're just irritating it and just twisting it. Just like we can tell when Daze is, we can tell when Daze is bored. We can tell when he's not having it, and we kind of just gauge, and I avail myself to all kinds of criticism, but I love doing it. I live a great life, and there's nothing no one's ever going to say about me or to me that's going to upset me at all. I mean, I don't get upset. And, but Daze, this is Daze's life. This is what he does. I mean, everybody thinks, oh, Daze does this. No, this is what he does. And he's such a nice guy and a great guy. But, he wants to talk about what he wants to talk about when he wants to talk about it. So, when that's which I'm willing to unban Kojiko, and I'm probably the only one who can unban him, because that's just the way mods work. I'm willing to unban him if he'll just stop with he can super chat. Love the support. Thank you, Kojiko. I'm friends with him, as I said. I mean, I don't have anything against the guy. It's just sometimes his comments, when they get in the way, they do, they mess with Daze, and then when he feels bad, when he starts getting down or gets irritated, it affects the stream, and it affects all of us. We feel it, because we can feel it from Daze. Daze ain't happy, we ain't happy, because, no matter what we're watching, we want Daze to have fun. We don't want Daze having fun is an amazing sight. Daze miserable, or Daze getting irritated or upset about something or a subject, that's not. We don't have fun because Daze is not. The mood drops, it sours. I mean, we can't please everyone, but we have to try to please. As Daze's moderators, we have to kind of, keep Daze positive. We don't want to overload him with negative. I mean, we let some of the stuff, joking around, but but as far as Kojiko goes, I'm willing to unban him, and I will. I'll go back and unban him, and he'll be fine. I've already talked to him. I've already told him. It was just last night, it was just too much. And what I do is with Kojiko, because he doesn't listen, I'll unban him, or I'll ban him from the stream when I can see Daze visually being upset. You know, you can read it, and I read the chat. Well, then I just unban once the stream's over. Kojiko can be here if he wants to, he knows that. But I have to, the only way to manage it is to where he can't, because he abuses the super chat system. And, you know, lots of people take offense to it. They think, well, and then it gets around that, oh, well, and then I hear, well, if you pay, if you give Daze money, he'll talk to you. You know, Daze don't want to talk about, you know, how many fish are in a stream. He wants to talk about, you know, he wants to talk about what he wants to talk about, he wants to talk about what he's watching. Because he don't get to do that. He can go talk about the Cubs winning, or if, you know, paper. He can go talk about that with his family or his friends that he has. You know, he wants to enjoy the show that he's watching, and he wants to share it with us, and he wants to share ideas and share, you know, the experience. But I'm just explaining the part about Kojiko. Nothing, no harm, no nothing towards Kojiko himself. It's just chat moderation. I mean, we have to gauge how the chat is, what we're feeling in chat. People visually, you know, if you looked after he got banned, and even other mods are like, William banned him. No one cared because they don't want, you know, it's nothing. If you're ever banned, you can be unbanned. It doesn't. All it means was he, you know, timeouts didn't work. He wouldn't quit. He just kept coming with the same stuff. And no offense to Kojiko, you know, he's in his mood. He's doing what, you know, he's doing. But I mean, sometimes it's fine, and Kojiko can type. You know, we have a boring stream, and he can just and I just let him go because he's not hurting anything. But that's just like anyone else. It doesn't matter if you donate to chat, if you don't donate. Everyone who types a word in chat is sharing intellectual property. That's worth more. You're sharing your ideas. That's worth more than, it doesn't matter. I can come in and donate $1 million in chat, and it doesn't mean nothing next to someone like James, who is so invaluable to this community because he's talking about what's there in reality. Like, James isn't, you know, all-knowing, close to it. I mean, as far as wrestling goes, I mean, he's just so into wrestling, and he knows so much. So he pays attention. He's researching it. I mean, that's why James is as valuable as he is. I don't think he's ever donated anything. He don't have to. He's donating. His intellectual property is invaluable to this community. Same as all of ours. James isn't no better. It doesn't give no more than all of us do. You know, for different reasons. It's just, you know, that's worth more than any super chats. And that's the thing that we have to uphold. We have to take everybody into consideration. And then everybody into consideration, it's up to Daze. We don't do anything we don't take anything out of control. We don't do anything. We are not going to do anything as moderators to hurt Daze or to affect his, you know, his enjoyment of his own stream. Because if he don't enjoy it, he's going to quit doing it, and we don't want that. Like, we enjoy Daze, so we got to kind of. I mean, Daze is always going to win as far as what's best for Daze, but it's not us choosing it. It's what Daze chooses. I know I went on way too long, and I went way too long about all this. I just want to explain it so people understand that, you know, basically it doesn't matter how much money you give or how much, how much you say in chat. You know, it's not about any one of us. It's about all of us. It's not about being equal. It's just everybody that comes to chat and doesn't even, or comes to the stream, doesn't even chat. You're just as valuable as I am, or as James, or anyone. You know, it's not about what you give or your status in the community or anything. It's about it as a whole. It's about It's about the community. It's not even about Daze. It's about keeping wrestling alive and allowing a place for everybody. No matter how moronic, you type something stupid in chat, you're gonna get laughed at. I do it all the time, But I mean, I also put my thoughts and ideas into chat. I mean, you don't have anything I put into chat, but I'm just saying. Well, anyways, I'm gonna get off here. I wanted to explain everything, explain how life works, because as moderators, we take everyone into consideration, and no one, not even one of us, is over anyone, not even us moderators. I continuously time myself out and let other people time me out, because I want to share that. I want, if someone thinks, well, you need to time yourself out. You see a chat, 8 times I do it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take my 5 minutes, and then it's just how we have to be. Anyways, I really do love you guys. I love the community. I'm just, as a moderator, as far as for me, I just try to make it. I'm not focusing anything. I'm just looking at Daze on screen, and Daze is telling us what to do. I mean, he doesn't text us. I'm talking about by the way Daze acts, the way Daze reacts to things. We can tell when he's irritated. We've been watching him forever. You can too, probably. You can tell when he's upset about something, or something's on his mind, or when he comes in close, he kind of lowers his head, and he'll start talking. I mean, those are things from the heart. Those are things that he's thinking about. Well, I hope you guys share, and you guys do. I mean, everyone's welcome in chat, even though it seems like you're just going to get hell over everything. It's like, just put your thoughts out there. You don't have to chat or chat to anybody. You talk straight to Daze. Just get your thoughts out there if you want to. If you don't, hey, that's fine. We appreciate everybody being there, everybody's support. It's not about money. It's not about super chats. It's not this or that. It's not about intellectual property. Everyone supports by just plain showing up and enjoying Daze while we got it. Life is so short. Enjoy the people you love, and love the people you enjoy. Bye.